Hello doctor and everyone, my name is Revel Iskandar and I will explain about review documentary film on a global issue, An Inconvenient Truth. Firstly, let's read a really good quote from the film. There are good people who hold this at arm's length because if they acknowledge it and recognize it, then the moral imperative to make big changes is inescapable. By Gore 2006. It means that during this era, most of powerful people won't do any changes relating this issue, which is global warming, because it's contradictory with their purposes of life. An Inconvenient Truth is a film about global warming that was inspired by the campaigning work of Al Gore, the former United States Vice President, to raise awareness of the issue and encourage action against climate change. The film has won an Academy Award such as Oscar and become the fourth highest grossing documentary of all time. The content of film largely derived from lectures delivered by Gore at a number of universities and schools around the world. The presentation includes impressive visual support which demonstrate the level of climate change already worked from our consumption of carbon. He details the element of modern environmental movement and traces the development of his interest and involvement in climate change from his university days onward. The film also tells us hesitancy of politicians and governments to address climate change because of the thought and politically unpopular action that are required to tackle the issue. The financial cost of changing to less environmentally damaging energy sources and the need to alter our lifestyles and means of production. Gore details some of the elaborate and underhanded efforts by United States government officials to hide the truth about global warming from the American people. The film is accessible and communicates the science of global warming in a manner that is understandable even for those without a scientific background. There are many important scenes that we can reflect to. The first one is Gore explains the basic of how the Earth's temperatures are kept constant, but how human interaction with the natural environment since the Industrial Revolution has caused carbon dioxide level to rise and with it the planet's average temperature. The second important scene is when he also illustrates how warmer temperature causes the melting of glaciers, which in turn affect the salt levels in the sea, increase ocean temperatures, and affect currents and threaten storms. So, the film does an excellent job of addressing how the effects of global warming have affected millions of lives around the world. We can see from the third important scene that show deaths due to extreme heat waves, homelessness due to flooding. The next important scene also outlines the impact of minute daily temperature rises on ecological cycle, such as birds that starve because caterpillars hatch early and forests that are destroyed by extended feeding periods of pine beetles. Lastly, the film points to a catastrophic future for the planet, its ecology and inhabitants unless immediate action is taken. The viewer is horrified by scientifically calculated images of China, San Francisco, and Manhattan all partially submerged by rising sea level which will result from rapidly melting glaciers, and by a computer-generated image of a polar bear swimming miles in search of ice on which to rest. The film closes an optimistic tone that suggests that there does not need to be a choice between the economy and the environment. Humanity has the technological and scientific knowledge to address the problem, and what is needed is determination and public will to change our lifestyles and consumption patterns. The closing credits are used to highlight small but effective action that viewers can take to make a difference. Walk, ride your bike, use green energy, plant trees, vote, drive a hybrid, and mostly learn, and put that knowledge into an action. In conclusion, An Inconvenient Truth has played a significant role in raising public awareness of climate change to a new level and has been a significant educational tool in upper, post-primary school and at third level. Al Gore recent Nobel Peace Prize for his campaigning work on climate change will add weight to the message of his film, which despite shortcomings represent an important starting point in engaging the public with the issue of global warming. However, Gore frequently revisits his controversial loss of the US presidency in the year of 2000, including in the film a short montage of images from the disaster Florida election, which first gave Gore the presidency and then took it away. While his reflections are meant to illustrate his personal motivation to educate about climate change, the bitter political undertone does detract from what the film is supposed to be about, which is global warming. So, students who are unaware of American politics could also become confused about what happened in the year of 2000 elections and the pertinence of these segments to the film as a whole. Overall, this documentary is worth watching since it gives many reflections regarding climate change. So, thank you everyone for watching this video and I hope this video will benefit for all of us.